Hi guys, Ashwin here. This is episode 6 of Speed Deep Dive series, and today we'll be looking into kiosk applications in Sui. So we basically kiosk is more like the Open Zeppelin version in EVM. Okay, so we'll be seeing how we are going to use kiosk and implement NFT based applications such as auction platform or NFT marketplace and so on. So the entities involved in such applications and how we are going to create such applications using kiosk in Sui, and then later on we will be moving to different types of calls that we make in the kiosk module using kiosk module. So yeah, we'll get started and you'll understand everything. Yeah, let's get started. So what is kiosk? Kiosk is a decentralized systems for commerce applications such as auction application or NFT marketplace and so on. So what we'll be seeing today is what is kiosk and what are the entities involved and how we are going to use kiosk module to get started with kiosk, like basically use TypeScript SDK. So if we use move modules like kiosk, and that would be very much easier when we import those modules in the TypeScript SDK, right? So as usual in the previous episodes we have covered the move contracts, how we are using Sui modules, and basically the modules which is written in move and we are using them, right, instead of using the TS SDKs. So we'll be continuing with the same approach, and yeah, let's get on with it. So first of all we will be assuming first entity as kiosk creators, and assert buyers, and then later on we can go with first of all we'll just see about these two entities. And when we think about this, let me say this is my kiosk. So basically kiosk is more like a shared object. Okay, so it is a shared object. Say this is my kiosk, for instance, kiosk 1. Okay, and I can have multiple assets: assert 1, assert 2, assert 2. Okay, and what I'm going to do is or say, so this is the kiosk that I have created. So I'm going to be the creator, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell these assets in the auction. So in the auction that I'm going to conduct. Okay, so let me assume this is the application, auction application. So in our case, auction module, for instance, and I'm going to have this kiosk. Okay, in this case the kiosk is inside the auction application, and the buyer is going to come here, right? So if say I am the person 1, person 2 needs to buy some assets from this auction application, that is inside these kiosks there are separate assets like clock object or some graphic tablet or anything. It might be any asset. So it might be, so whatever we are talking about assets here, we are talking it as NFTs, right? So assets are NFTs, so because it is unique. Okay, and when we talk about unique, then the ability it should have is key, and yeah, it should have the key and not store. That's the thing. And you can have anything else but not store. Okay, this is something we have discussed in the previous episode. And now what is going to happen is this asset buyer needs to buy this asset from this auction application, right? So from my module. So what I'll be doing is I'll be saying that when you need to purchase the asset from this exact kiosk, you need to undergo some policies, right? So say transfer policies for this exact kiosk dot asset 1, it needs to be satisfied so that you can purchase this asset from me. Okay, and there are some certain rules that it needs to be followed. So I'll be defining the transfer policies, slightly like in the top of the module maybe. So then I just say to the buyer that you need to undergo these policies, or like you need to undergo the set of rules to buy this asset. It might be anything based on the business logic that you're creating. For instance, if this clock is 10 cents, and that exact buyer should need to pay some 12 cents, with the fee of the platform maybe. So that might be some policies that we can have. Or it might be something like multiple bidders can bid for the same asset, right? So when we have a business logic like multiple bidders compete for the same asset, then you can have a business logic say whichever after 5 to 10 rounds of bids, and whoever comes at the last, and the final bid price, who is having the bid price as high, uh, he wants the asset, right? So then what we can do is you can just sell that asset to that exact highest bidder. So this is the business logic differs based on the application that you're creating. So this is one thing. And we'll be seeing how we are going to accomplish the set of rules that we have discussed. So set of rules in the sense how we are going to use kiosk to apply these uh, tasks inside our application. So how kiosk provides these capabilities to us to make our life easier, right? That is something we need to discuss now. So there are some what to say methods for inside kiosk module, and these are very important methods we need to understand clearly. So first one would be place. So this exact place method, what it does is it's going to be called in such a way like kiosk place, and you pass in some what to say owner cap. So this is some things we need to discuss when I'm getting into these abilities, or sorry, these methods. We also need to discuss about what are the owner capabilities, the creator capabilities, that you know creator has control over the kiosk, right? So kiosk contains lots of assets, and creators has some unique capabilities over those kiosk. Okay, so let me say this kiosk one has these assets. Then whenever in the initialization part, okay, in the initialization part, what I'm going to do is uh, I'm going to create a kiosk owner cap and send it to the creator itself. So with that exact creator cap, what the owner cap, the creator is going to modify the kiosk and its assets whenever he wants. Okay, whenever he permits, whenever he wants it to be based on the business logic. So for instance, this is for the auction application that we are talking about. Let me say I have an NFT marketplace, and I have such kiosk where assets are placed by the individual users. Okay, so then I shouldn't control the assets inside the kiosk, right? So then there are some modules that kiosk provides that make sure that the freedom of the creators being not manipulated by the creator of the kiosk. Like you got the point, right? But we will be discussing what is that exact method as well. Okay, so for now we will see what is this place method. Okay, this exact place method, what it does is it's going to place an asset into this exact kiosk. Okay, it's just going to place an asset inside the kiosk, so an NFT. In our case, we are talking about NFT here, not some fungible tokens, just non-fungible tokens purely. So something like assets. uh, yeah, assets, exactly. So we are just placing the asset inside the kiosk and not placing any fungible tokens inside the kiosk. Okay, and we are not making it for sale right now. Okay, we have different things for that. So then what else we have is we are just placing the asset now, So now what it is not yet to, you know inside the, like, it is not shown to the public, not yet. Okay, now what exactly is the next thing is, we have list method, and you call it with same as the kiosk and list, and you pass in the required arguments, like the exact owner cap of the kiosk, and what is the item that you're going to list out. So that exact item should already be placed inside. Okay, so these are some rules that it needs to be followed. So if the item is already placed, then you can list the item. So what does list mean? Okay, list basically means the asset that you placed inside the kiosk is coming into the, public, and it can be purchased right now. So when you are listing, you also mention that this is the asset, and I am fixating some price for that exact asset. Okay, and what it makes sure is, so when an user comes in and buys the asset, he when buys the asset, what happens is he pays some price, right? That price will be stored in the kiosk balance, something like a balance field would be there, and that balance you can withdraw later on the period of time, so whenever the kiosk creator needs. Okay, so this is list. And another method is, we have something like unlist. What it's opposite. So you are just going back to the place method. Okay, so what it does is, you are listing the assets inside the kiosk, and you are unlisting some assets from the kiosk. So you are just, making sure that it comes out of the public, and no one can't buy that, get the asset out of the kiosk. So we know the ownership method in Sui, right? So if the asset goes out of the kiosk, then it's something like it becomes an individual NFT to another guy, which the kiosk owner also can't manipulate again. So if the NFT owner, returns the asset to the kiosk, then he gets the access. Maybe it's based on the model that you are designing, right? So that is one thing. So when I'm unlisting the asset from the kiosk, you basically say that this exact asset is not in the market right now, and you can't purchase the, asset. That's what we are telling. Okay, and this is done. So next up, what we have is, yes, and then this is one thing we just need to edit it out, because it's just delist, not unlist. My mistake. And next up, what we have is, we just placed it. So there might be a step, going beside it. So beside it, in the sense, reverting the place, right? So you have a take method. What it does is, so when you place an asset inside the kiosk, you can also make sure that you take the asset out, so out of the kiosk itself. So if a creator make sure that he puts an asset inside, he also can take the kiosk outside whenever he wants, do some logic, and then can put it inside. So that is take, which is pretty useful as well, because there are some concepts where you share the asset. For instance, there is a company, and you can have a single NFT divided into multiple pieces to say. And then what you can do is, that exact assets, part of the a single asset divided into multiple assets, can be given to multiple investors, and that can be having as an asset. So you don't have the single control in that exact business application. That's what I'm talking about here. So delist, take, and yeah, then we have another one thing, which is purchase. So when I'm purchasing an asset, you also pay the price of that exact asset, and you also make sure that it we are not making sure from the user side. It's something it returns you a request. So it returns a request. Say this exact request should be agreed by the transfer policy. Yeah. So as I mentioned in earlier on, so whatever transfer policy that I'm defining for an asset, that exact transfer policy should be satisfied to make that purchase complete, or else the purchase would revert back. So the purchase wouldn't even happen if the transfer policy is not agreed. Okay, it should be satisfied everything. And we have another method which is lock. So I'll give a scenario as well. Say I have a marketplace. This is where I talked about. So say there is a marketplace kiosk that I have created, and the creators comes in and posts assets, that is NFTs, into this kiosk. Other NFT, for instance, it's not mine, right? So I don't have the power to make sure that I can I can fix prices, or fix prices to this NFTs, or delist the prices, delist the assets out of the kiosk. It shouldn't be my control, right? It shouldn't be in my control. What I can do is I can make sure that I lock this NFT from the creator point. So from the creator of the NFT point, who is going to put the asset inside the kiosk, of which is created by me. And I can lock this NFT, so I can make sure that this exact kiosk creator can't manipulate anything, any metadata of this NFT, or delisting the NFT. It can't be done. So this is the use case of locking an asset. And later on we have withdraw. Okay, one second. And later on you have withdraw. What it does is, so in the previous that is like in just moments before, I have just explained about paying some amount for an asset, and that asset would be stored in the kiosk balance field. So withdraw, what it does is you enter some amount in, and based on the amount you enter and the balance that it has in the kiosk field, that exact balance would be sent it to the kiosk creator itself. Okay, so that is the withdraw method that we are talking about. So in the next video, what we will be doing is we will be implementing this whole concepts that we discussed, and also some advanced concepts in kiosk, and also asset management package that we wanted to discuss. So kiosk is necessary to understand how we are going to design our next module based on the asset management package as well. Okay, so yeah, let's see in the episode 7. Thank you.